Hello and welcome to chapter 225 of our streaming adventure. I kind of wanted to play a shorter stream tonight, and my thought was what would work well for that is the prelim. Prelim starts at 6 o'clock and it's 4 rounds, but after the round ends, it fires up the next one like a challenge on the weekends. So potentially with a smaller amount of people, the rounds will go faster. Now, however, you have to have a certain minimum threshold to fire. And as of right now, there were 10. Now we're down to 9. So 12 people to fire the prelim. And you play 4 rounds. And based on the rounds you play, you can get qualifier points back. Qualifier points lets you play in events on the weekends. So I thought this would be a good idea to try to play, and hopefully it will. But if not, I don't know if I necessarily am going to try to play a league or anything like that, because I kind of didn't have the best day, but was kind of hoping that I still want to do something. I still would like to play something, but I don't necessarily have that much time in which to do so. So I guess we'll find out in about 2.5 minutes if we can get a couple last-minute people to join the queue. Otherwise, I'm going to cut this one pretty short because I also want to... So, here's something interesting. For my team, Swish Gaming, I originally was going to write this article series talking about the different legacy decks I'm trying to play to try to, learn how to narrow a deck choice down for a big tournament. But once that tournament was canceled, I'm thinking it's like, really, well, what am I building towards? Plus, I do think I have a bit of anxiety or apprehension towards playing, a 300-person tournament. I don't know how safe I feel about that yet. So I was trying to think like what I could do, and I came up with, I think it would be interesting in the articles to talk about the wheel that I have done for the stream. And so I brought up a list of, like what are all the wheel decks that we've done, and, try to say, okay, well, here was a deck idea, and here's what I did with it, and these are the matchups I faced based on how this deck fared in those matchups. What could I have changed? What would have been an interesting way to take it otherwise? And I don't know. I feel like that's something that if I do it, it would be, or at least I hope it would be worthwhile for people. I don't know that it would. So I guess that is up to, I'll see what kind of feedback I get. If I get any feedback, hopefully I will. And, from that, does reading the articles make more people watch the stream? Does watching the stream get people to go over there and read the articles and, maybe remember? So I guess we'll see when it comes to that. But all right, we got 10 seconds left and 11 people. Somebody's got to jump in, right? There you go. We had a 12, and let's go. I'll probably be on the draw. All right. Lost the die roll. Not that I predicted it or anything. I am normally a fan of watching Jarvis's stream, so hello, Jarvis. Let's see how bad you can beat me today. I'm not sure what you're playing, but I am playing the 8cast, the Thoughtcasts and Thought Monitors. How quickly can I put out a bunch of artifacts and spin. So I know at the Legacy Pit Open, they played lands. So maybe they are still on lands. Maybe they want to try something different for a prelim. So I guess we'll see. Well, this is a pretty easy mulligan. So they kept their 7. Here I have land, Lion's Eye, go for Echo. Yeah. All right, Tundra. What does that tell me? I'm more likely to fight. There's an Echo in there. Gotta go, right? Force from them. Pitching a Brainstorm. Swords, also bad news. So now the question. Set a stop. Prismatic Ending coming, also bad for us. Prismatic Ending with Urza Saga. Yikes. I mean, I have to play something, so I might as well. Is this the Sagavan deck? It would appear so. That's bad for me. All right. So they've crashed in for 3. Hello. I felt like playing a shorter stream today. That's why I was trying to do the prelim, but things not looking so hot. Main deck, Soul Guide Lantern, not the greatest for me. They played the ending. I haven't seen Standstill from them yet, but it's entirely possible. Ponder from them. Ponder was a not shuffle, which is really never good news. Murktide region. Okay. So, what if I were to put a Lion's Eye in play? That's 2. Thought Monitor would be reduced by 2 down to 4. I don't have enough to play. I could sacrifice to pay for it. They could just respond with Soul Guide Lantern. Try this. Just get him to crack it in response. Yep. So 1, 2, that's 7 in the air, and I cannot currently stop. 7 in the air, upkeep, they make this 3, 6. Yep, that's enough. All right. So, against Murktide and friends, I love how this was presented to me. Yikes. Well, I think if we want longer term, that's when Expedition Map can find me the next saga and the next saga, etc. Engineered explosives is interesting, but at the same time, it can be somewhat dangerous. I don't know. My thought is, okay, if I have engineered explosives to fight over there, I'll never be able to hit a Murktide region. You know, they're gonna have plenty of removal. Is this the kind of thing where I consider, even though I'm bringing in the Hull Breachers, I don't go so all in as on the Lion's Eye Echo type stuff, because that's just going to be problematic for me. So having Hull Breacher that I can play in response to their brainstorms, etc., is kind of what I'm thinking. And then usually Urza's Bauble is one of the ones I like the least. The question is, do I want Engineered Explosive? And I don't know, because I can't tutor it. I would only be able to... I'm going to try that. So at least I get to be on the play here. Yes, I like to play first. So this is a turn 1. This is a turn 1, go for it, otherwise get blown out. Is that just what I have to do? I feel like I can be smarter than that. So they mulligan to 6. They might now be mulliganing to try to find a force. That's entirely possible. I don't know. I hope to some degree they got. So they paused, which means there could be things. If I cashed in right now, they could catch me with, I don't know, is there days in their deck? I like the idea more of potentially finding another blue or finding another artifact to go with and then start generating the constructs instead of just pulling the trigger immediately on Echo. And then if you're not willing to pull the trigger immediately on Echo, why are you playing this style of deck? Something to consider. That if I'm not going to just jam it every single time and hope it sticks, although you do need to adjust your play when you know that they have cards, but do they have days? I don't know. You likely don't have days in a standstill deck, but then again, I don't know that they have standstill. I mean, it could just be Jeskai colored good stuff with Saga and Ragavan and what's its big Murktide Regent. I'm wondering, are they trying to potentially find a way to fight Emery and maybe they aren't hitting it? Yep. Interesting would be as if they. Okay. Sure. So now the question. Do I settle for making some tokens? Yeah. I think that's a smarter plan to go with is making the tokens. Like they could prismatic ending the Lion's Eye Diamond. I have to let that happen. Theoretically, I could throw away Echo. Mm-hmm. One, two. 1, 2. So Thoughtcast costs 3. I can't do it that way. Would they Pyroblast me, or would they go for the refill? They could have Pyroblast. Probably should have Pyroblast. Force a negation. We could attack, or they could have a dashed Ragavan. I'll stay home. 1 point is not enough there to me. I expect that to be. This could also be the paying the delve. Yeah, they're paying costs. They're paying the delve on their big dude. Cool. Pass. Yep. And hey, at least they shuffled. That's a nice feeling. If it's relevant, I can counter the next spell. Just keep attacking me down. They could even go for a spell and have a counter for my counter, because I just let them draw cards for multiple turns. So here's the thing: is like I would need to have Psi and an artifact to go with it, and that's just it's not going to happen because I can't. Yeah, so just draw mono uncastables. That's a little frustrating, but it's kind of part of what you sign up for when you're playing the deck. Like, there's only one match you have to play. Where? So this is what I was playing. It's generally, all the 0-cost artifacts. My targets are, well, you can find other, whether it's mana or a card from the Urza Saga, but we have Retrofitter Foundry to spit out a few more. Hey, thank you. So either Retrofitter Foundry can help, or Shadow Spear. The lifelink can help you kind of catch back up if you've gotten in a hole, or the trample to break through, especially if Psi can generate a whole bunch of flying forces. One of your Karnstructs might be, 15-15. And then trampling over and lifelinking at the same time, you'll kind of make sure that the race is in your favor. Why something like this over any of the other artifact decks? So I kind of looked back at what we have been playing. Let me pull that up for you, because I actually keep track of all my data. As sad as the data is, we, over the last few weeks, the blue painter deck was a 1-4. The 8-cast deck was a 3-2, and then the welder deck was another 1-4. So I was also kind of looking at the types of decks we have played more lately. Combo, 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 combo. This was kind of control-y. I believe it had Leovold and stuff. 8 Walla, kind of an all-in, but then combo, combo. I felt with the amount of combo that was there, I wanted to effectively play my own kind of combo. Now, whether the one that rewards your opponents filling their hand back up, that is potentially not the greatest. So I had in our sideboard Hull Breacher. The original versions of Echoes I had played was like running Hull Breacher main to try to fight them. But I thought at least maybe in the sideboard it would be an interesting take. Unless you're dedicated legacy control, combo's the place to be. And I think that's true. Now, so many people are able to have white for prismatic ending. The old appeal of this deck was Chalice of the Void. And Chalice of the Void on 1, being able to stop the cantrips, stop the Dragon Rage Channeler, Delver, Ragavan, stuff like that. But with prismatic ending, they're able to just wipe it right off the table and then keep going. Now, it might be a speed bump for them, or it might be a tool that could be considered for, combo elements. Like, say, Reanimator, if we could get it out there on 1, or some of the things like that. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like the Chalice is worth it as much as it used to be, if that makes sense. Chalice only being good in control or in combo mirrors. I mean, that's kind of how it feels, and so I don't necessarily want to set myself up, or not set myself up, but what do I want to say? The anticipation of that's going to be the only place to use it, to deploy it out there and then just have it get removed, or think of it as something that was going to be not a showstopper or whatever, but you need to bribe me to play Peer to combo. Well, when your name spins up next on the wheel, you could have me play Peer into the Abyss as a single card strategy, and it's most likely the deck I would choose. What is it? Lotus Field combo has Peer into the Abyss in it? I think it does. All right, so that round took 24 minutes, and we still have one match out there, but it's Notorious Slow Parry Gold Ducat. So cool. Yeah, we'll see if anything changes there, but unlikely. The other thing I wanted to update is the wheel tracker. So that's another thing. I was talking about what I want to write going forward is these times when a choice comes up on the wheel and it's like, okay, well, what are we going to play? I want, a certain card, and from that, come on, let me type the letter V. Okay. But if we look back at what I have played in the past for these wheel streams, I was able to go back in my data till around Christmas time. Now, I was playing stuff before then, but that was just the data I was easily able to put together. And we've had a couple 5-0s, which is nice. We've also had a smattering of 4-1s. A healthy amount of 3-2s. But once you look at the data, there's some 2-3s and 1-4s. 1-4s seem to have been a problem lately. But yeah, there's certainly some choices that have been made. Now, not everybody can be a powerful 05, but it does happen. And even sometimes when they are in 05, you can try to have fun doing it. Yeah, I would say even the 2-3s aren't that bad. The 2-3s aren't that bad when we're having fun while doing it, and especially if it's something that I'm not even familiar with, trying to maybe this one was probably just a bad choice. This 3-drop tribal, I had run into an opponent playing Collected Company, Hull Breacher, Opposition Agent, Leovold, and I was just like, I was impressed. I was like, I think it was in Vintage that happened to me, and I'm like, I like that guy's style. I want to try that, and we tried it, and well, let's just say it could have been better. But like I said, 2 and 3, not that bad, not that bad. So I think it'll be interesting for me to talk about. Okay, for example, when we played we had to say you have to play Tron, and in playing Tron, I kind of took a blue-red list. It was a little bit off the beaten path. We had some interesting matches, and that was a 4-1. And I thought that was pretty sweet. And another thing I like about the potential to be going over these is I'm going to play Modern, I'm going to play Vintage, I'm going to play Legacy, and being able to talk about those, it's not the same as Legacy. I can maybe bring in a little more variety, or a couple more people might be interested in reading it that wouldn't otherwise, because, oh, Modern, let me see what that's about. Oh, Vintage, what's that about? So I think there's even some Pioneer in there. Whatever. People play Pioneer, I think. All right, round is over. Somebody's already dropped. They did not have fun, but I don't know. Let's hope for the bye. You say that, but it's like every win is worth something here. I believe you have to get 2 wins in order to break even. Or not even, no, I'm sorry. You need 3 wins to break even on your entry fee. You need 2 wins to just accumulate some points and earn some of your entry back. But definitely, that's something we can do. Just generate, like we were saying, content, something for people to watch, something for people to enjoy. It also helps when you kind of have differing perspectives, that talking through it and things like that. I mean, sometimes I gotta give myself a pep talk. I mean, it happens. All right, round 2. Round 2, we got the bye. I'm not going to complain because it's a free win. And like we said, round 2 bye hype. No, you need 2 wins. So what that means is if you're just gonna hand me a free win, if you're just gonna be like, you know what, here's a win, I'll take that and I'll put it in my pocket, because that's how you get the QPs. So, all right, while we have a round to kill, let's go back and look at this. So, in my normal, what do I want to say? In my stream tracker, I actually have a thing that compiles all my data. So if we look at all of my information, I have been on, and now this only goes back. I think my data starts with July of 2020. Now, I've been streaming longer than July of 2020, but that's as far back as I was able to go into the binder and let's just say read my own writing, because yeah, there's like some garbage in here. Like, it says I played in the Vintage Challenge on April 11th, and it tells me who I played, but it just gives me a record. It doesn't give me my play draw info. It doesn't give me, win, loss, loss, win, loss, win, whatever. And maybe I don't need that much, but I don't know. I am a completist. I would maybe like to have some of this May, April data. Yeah, that goes back to. I could probably, if I make myself do it, because that's the other thing is having the date info on here. Like I have a July 18th challenge, so that's that. I don't know what I played though. That's the thing is, but I went loss, 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 loss. Cool. So anyway, the point I was trying to make is I'm on the draw 52.5% of the time. Now, at some point that might even out, but does that mean I should play more reactive decks if I expect to be on the draw all the time? Do I need to not go for the proactive combo decks or something that could get ahead if I know I'm going to have bad luck? And then looking at some of this data, over the course of 160 matches, I only have a 43% win in Vintage, 49 in Legacy. I don't know. I'm kind of an all-star here in Modern and Pioneer with 62 and 60%, but that's a lot smaller sample size. I just haven't played as much Modern or Pioneer, or not playing as much Modern and Pioneer, or selecting better decks. That could entirely be a thing, that when choosing a deck to play in Modern, am I slanting myself towards something I know is better? And why wouldn't I learn from that and do the same thing in the other formats? I think a lot of it is those Modern or Pioneer matches are a lot more 4-1s. So it certainly helps. And then we played one Pauper match once, and I think it was Burn. And so that was like a 2-3. So there isn't... The Mana Traders data is not in this. This is only like leagues and challenges and stuff like that. But, like you're saying, I played a bunch of Pioneer or Modern matches, took that information, and then played in League, and then did well. So maybe that's what it is getting the reps or deck selection, and with that deck selection, doing better. But I thought it was interesting to look at that. And then, for example, so here is Modern. What is my color scheme? So Modern is red. So I've got a Modern, 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 Modern. Legacy is purple. Well, we threw a limited in there. Curveball. Purple. Vintage is blue. Pioneer is ice. Vintage. Blue. We missed some legacies. Then Pioneer, 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 Pioneer. So, thank you. Yeah, we had a good time. It was just trying to adjust back. Trying to adjust back took a little effort. So, interesting enough, Modern has a 4-1, a 4-1, a 4-1, and then a 1-4 and a 2-3. So Modern, like we already saw that it's my best format, but Omnath, Bring to Light, it's a good deck. Modern Tron, that was a little bit of a flyer and it worked out. Modern Hammer Time for a 4-1. I think, didn't we play Hammer Time again and do well? Somewhere. But there was like the Artifact aggro deck in Pioneer Scissors. That was a 5-0. Green-White Depths was a 5-0. Blue-White Omnitel getting a 4-1. Doomsday in Vintage got a 4-1. And then, back here, the World Gorger Dragon combo Snow Control deck. If you can hearken back all the way back to December playing that deck, that I honestly am trying to remember how many times did we combo and how many times did we actually do the snow control aspect of it. I'm kind of curious now. December 28th. All right. We played against 12 Post and swept it. We played against the Bug Snow Delirium ? And then I put Mirror and underlined it. So we played the World Gorger Mirror and managed to win in game 3. But it looks like I timed them out because when I circle the W or the loss, it's normally because it was due to the clock. So then we played against Bant, Green Sun Zenith, and we won 1. We played against Rug Delver, and we beat it in 3 games. And then we played against Blue Red Delver and lost in the 3rd game. So that was pretty close. What about January 13th Hammer Time? So we lost our first round to Sultai Gifts with like Goryo's Vengeance? What is this? Sultai Gifts, and I wrote Goryo's and then Field of the Dead, I think. But then we beat a Sultai Mystic Sanctuary Soup. And then we beat 4-color Omnath. We beat Dredge. And we beat... I believe this is a whole bunch of Planeswalkers because I wrote out their names. I wrote Garrick, Luca, Karn. It looks like something with the letter E. What's a Planeswalker that starts with the letter E? It looks like Elidr. Elidr? I don't know what that one is. All right, our next 4-1 was the Blue-Red Tron. I liked that deck. It was, I had to play Tron lands, and I was like, well, yeah, but what if I actually played Urza with the Tron? I mean, they're Urza lands. It should count. Elspeth? I don't think that's Elspeth. Now I'm wondering, is it a letter E? It kind of looks like a box. Like, the problem is, if I write while I'm thinking about it, and it, like, approximates the letters, in my head, I'm like, yeah, that's what that says. But if I go back to it later, like, all right, case in point. right here is me saying the word dredge. And there's a D, and then there's a squiggle, and then a D like on top of a G saying dredge. But like I can look at that now and still know that that says dredge. But then there are other things I look at and I'm like, what language are you writing in? And I'm writing in Scribble, honestly. Because for the most part, I'm the only one that needs to know. But I say that, I'm the only one that needs to know, and then here it is, us trying to figure stuff out, and therefore I think obviously more than me needs to know. All right, there's a couple matches done already. Let's go take a look. Obviously, we are cheering for Sam. Samwise GG, just an all-time great username. There's some good ones out there, but that one I've always liked. Yeah, that concludes the great names portion. That concludes the great names portion of this review. Just looking at the other names there. I mean, you can't fault somebody for having their name be in there. I've heard some people will use their first initial and then their entire last name. So it's a little odd, but that is something that people do. Just saying. What else do we got? Whew. See, now I'm curious. Now I need to look up what are planeswalkers that have the letter E in their name. So let's reset. Can we look up card type planeswalker and show them to me, and let's sort them alphabetically. There we go. Show me the letter E. I do not believe it was Eliwick Tumblestrum. I do not believe that is true. Well, we got Elspeth's and we have an Estrid. Could it have been an Estrid? There's definitely the letter G. So the very first one is letter G. And I think that was big Garrick. I think that was this. Garrick Apex Predator Garrick. It might have been this Garrick, though. There definitely was a Luca. And then letter K. I mean, I feel like that's got to be kind of Karn. I'm not sure which Karn it was, though. I don't think it was Kazmina. It could have been Kaya? See, the way that scribble looks, it looks like it's Karn. But I am really not sure what ENDIA is. I've got an idea. Brace yourself. So Modern League 113 was in January 13th. It was here. So we're looking for the YouTube channel. Okay. YouTube channel. Show me my videos. Can we go to 160? Does 160 exist? I think it does. So this would be 160 match number 5. Oh boy. Stop! Hammer time! Sorry for that. I mean, I probably made that joke a lot during this league. So I have a better idea. Let's mute me and try to see what this person was doing. Okay, that is a Garrick over there. There's a Luca there. So I'm probably writing these down in order. Garrick, then Luca. Hold. So this is Karn, the great creator. That's definitely Karn. So what is this last one? Karn again. Luca again. I remember this match because they had multiple Platinum Empyrean. Is that Chandra? This is the worst letter C I have seen in my life. If this is supposed to be a C, that's an H. Chandra Torch. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how they fit Elspeth into their deck. And the spoilers, they did... Wait, what's that? That's a Nissa, right? Maybe that was supposed to be Nissa? Nissa Worldwaker. They're just playing... They're playing Planeswalker Tribal. Which honestly kind of feels pretty sweet. And funny enough, I say Planeswalker Tribal. Somebody has requested Planeswalker Tribal as an upcoming deck. Now, I don't know what format I was going to play for that. I hadn't necessarily considered Modern. But, like, kind of, part of me wants to remake the old Shadowmoor block standard where you could have, what is it, the Reflecting Pool, Vivid Lands, Cruel Ultimatum, and Cloud Thresher in the same deck. But no, trust me, the mana works. I think that would be... Those were the days. He says wistfully, those were the days. But my next stream for the wheel will be Monastery Mentor. And so part of the thought is, well, what am I going to play for Monastery Mentor? So in reality, I likely should be looking, what deck in...
Maybe?
Stop talking. So Monastery Mentor. Monastery Mentor is a heck of a card. It's going to see play in Vintage, which is usually like a one-of. It sees play in Pioneer. Let's do it this way. So let's do this. Show me your Monastery mentor decks. And I want... You got to have 3. If you're a Monastery Mentor deck, you got to be playing at least 3. Okay? And we can change the date range to say, let's be crazy and go back 3 months. That's a little too crazy. We'll let you go back 1 month. Okay. So blue, white, red, or miracles, or blue, white, red. What's the difference? Blue, white, red in the sideboard. Blue, white. Is this? And then this is something else. It doesn't have a whole bunch of zeros. It's just playing mentor as like, let's go mentor. All right, so those are options for what format am I in? I'm in Legacy. Okay. Show me Modern. There is it banned in Modern, or is it just not good in Modern? That would make me think it is not good in Modern. So how about the next oldest is Pioneer? Okay. How about 2? Okay. Is Monastery Mentor really not good enough? How about 1? Would you play 1 in Pioneer? If you're going to go 5 and 1 and play multiple colors, you can have enough room to put 1 Monastery Mentor in your deck. It's Jeskai Ascendancy. That makes a little bit more sense. Okay, that makes slightly more sense. What about Modern? Does anybody play 1 copy in Modern? Jeskai Ascendancy over there, and then this Prelim. Esper Sentinel, Snapcaster Mage, Stoneforge Mystic, Dakin Shadow Slayer. Enters the battlefield with a number of counters equal to the number of lands you control. So it's going to be better the later you play it. You surveil, you exile a creature, put an artifact card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. It makes sense with the Stoneforge equipment that, say they kill Batterskull somehow, you get to bring it back, or Cauldron Complete's in your hand. It's a way to drop it. Okay. Is this really the only? Really? I guess there's a difference between tournament and user. Like, how many other people are playing Monastery Mentors? You still have to hit submit, I guess, but Esper Mentor, Poppet Stitcher, making tokens. I guess if you make a bunch of tokens with the new Poppet Real Good. I can't think of the name, Stitcher. But what I was trying to think, what does it flip over to? Poppet Stitcher becomes Poppet Factory. Okay. So you make a bunch of tokens, and then if you flip it over, they are now 3/3s. Is that really better than having prowess? It probably depends to a degree. I've always liked the Unearth Monastery Mentor combo. I always thought that was pretty cool. Black might just not be powerful enough in the formats that are out there, but it's like, oh no, my God. I think this was a Callum Smith deck he was playing. It was like Esper, and then your mentor died, but you had like plus to fairy so that you could unearth Snapcaster, use Snapcaster to replay the unearth your mentor, or probably not in that order. I would rather have the mentor in play already, but it just feels like knowing how powerful Monastery Mentor could be in Vintage, I did play Mentor when I did the blue-white Karn deck, just because I figured, or if I'm going to play Lion's Eye and Moxes or whatever, I might as well build an army. And I feel like that's the same general principle as Sai, except Sai is on color for blue, and they are flying, and flying can definitely matter in the face of Murktide Regents, etc., etc. So something worth considering there. Just thinking through. All right, we're down to 2 matches. Who's still playing? All right, Jarvis is in game 3. The other match just finished. Okay, so cheering for Jarvis. One, two. One of them will be, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The O2s are not done. They can still get to 2 and 2, which gets you half your money back. That is still plus 10 points. 10 points still worthwhile. I mean, if you have an event you're going for, obviously, and I don't think I was anywhere near the cutoff last time around. But then again, I believe when the PTQ was happening, I was on a Pineapple Island, so that's part of the thing sometimes why I don't play in the preliminaries. I found that the weekend timing hasn't really lined up for me a lot, but that seems more a symptom of poor scheduling on my part. Yeah. When they announced that the 100K was getting canceled, I was definitely really kind of sad, and I had looked forward to it so much. I really wanted I told myself that I really wanted to get out and play again, and that's what I wanted to do. And then, I say that, but I have a lot of anxiety over, oh yeah, well, what if you actually went to that big tournament? Like, seeing what has happened with the Legacy Pit Open and stuff like that, that I'm wondering, I don't know if I was ready yet. And as of right now, the only thing I am actively signed up for is the Missouri 40K coming in March of 2022. And in my head, I can be like, oh, that's really far away. It's so far away that I don't need to worry about that yet. But I don't know. I still think about it. Like, there are some local events that maybe 30-ish people, something like that. I feel like I would be more comfortable 30-ish people, but I still wonder. I'm fully vaccinated. I wear a mask when I go out in public. I wear a mask to work every day. I'm required to. But I probably would anyway, because I'm going to go to Lowe's and pick up, stuff for a project. I'm wearing a mask. Other people aren't. I don't really care. So it's just like, it doesn't bother me. I'm used to it. I have no problems. So why would I not continue doing it? I haven't been sick like I am every other year. So, all right. Round 3. Let's thopter some fools. Hey, lost the die roll. Cool. Who did they play against? Charge. Another thing that's funny is, okay, so I play in these online events, right? I do my Mana Traders shout out sponsoring the stream. Mana Traders, which I use anyway, and I get to play the deck. In real life, if I wanted to play an event this weekend, I don't own cards. I own this card. That's not true. Actually, that's not true. Adam owns this card. It just happens to be at my house. But, like, this is, like, one of the more recent cards in my house. See, I have stuff like this sitting around. I have stuff like Mystic Remora, Meltdown, Rabid Wombat, Green Mana Battery. Those are the kind of cards I have. You know, good old Green Mana Battery. Sorry, we can't all have Ramirez DiPietro. Dear opponent, please come back. Like, did they like run off to the bathroom or not realize the round had started? Yeah. Oh, I got paired up. So I'm doing this more for fun. I don't want to ruin somebody's day. If they're trying to 2-0, or I should say, if they're already 2-0, just play, try to win. Just play, try to win. I don't know, maybe they are like, I'm going to feel worse if somehow they like time out because they didn't realize, you know, that they the round has started. Dear opponent. Bum, ba-da-dum. All right, they're back. They are keeping a 7-card hand. I have turn 1, Seat, Opal, Lion's Eye is reduced by 3, and I have a Thought Cast. I'll keep that. Pluto Delta. Ponder. Ponder is a no shuffle. They F forward. Okay. So we have a couple different ways to take this. First is that I just get Sai out there. Other is that I get Emery going. Hey, Van Wedge. So I could deploy Emery. And that gives them a target for if they have removal. I did not expect counter spell. We could force that. I did not expect actual counter spell. We could force that. We flipped nothing. All right, I'm going to save those for next turn. Now, they could have wraths and stuff, which will be bad news for me. Okay. Sure. Counterbalance from them. Do you have a 3? Monastery Mentor, you don't say. So the question is, are they going to play him out? Sorry, are they going to play the Mentor out? Or try to like brainstorm it back on top? Well, let's find out. Don't brainstorm me, bro. I knew it. I'm shocked. I am shocked. You got any 6s? I mean, if you let that 0 go, I assume you're going to let this 0 go. I kind of don't want to play against Mentor. How about this one? Okay. So they've had enough. They're going to force pitching Snapcaster Mage. All right. So we're going to let them draw. Then I'm going to take a look. Prismatic Ending. Okay. Here comes Mentor. So they currently have a 1 on top. Right? They have a 1 on top. And then 2 cards in their hand that I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they are. That's what I meant. Jeez. You are killing me, Smalls. They probably have predict, right? Predict in case you want to change the card on top with counterbalance. I mean, maybe. Okay. So we know it's a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got any 7s? Got any Echo Vions? All right. So what can we play here? We've come into a brand new world. It was a preordain. Okay. Got him. So this looks like blue-white control. Now, I don't really want to bring in more 3-drops. I mean, maybe we can live on the fact that Urza Saga is going to be powerful. I like the idea of having Expedition Map so that Saga finds another Saga. That is something that I do like. Potentially, I potentially don't want all the echo and stuff going on. That it's like against a counterspell deck, am I just refilling them? Does that make sense? So theoretically, they have the brainstorms, all that kind of stuff. Hull Breacher is going to be good against that. So let's put the Hull Breachers with Expedition Map, okay? Engineered Explosives, I could theoretically get in play. We have the different color off Lotus Petals, Mox Opal. It is something Engineered Explosives could find its way into play. That's something to mess with the counterbalance potentially. So it also could clear Mentor or Monks if I needed to, potentially at the cost of other stuff. But okay, just for example. So then if we put a Lion's Eye and an Echo, and a Lion's Eye and an Echo. So I still have a couple Echoes. I still have a couple Lion's Eyes. We're still doing our kind of swarm strategy. But now I have Hull Breachers to play into that, and I'm not as reliant. Kind of feel okay with that. So what is this? This is 0, 0, 0, 0. Crack Lotus Petal for Thoughtcast. Draw 2 new. I basically can replace the entire hand. I'm drawing into Unknown. They're going to be slow. It would be really nice to get something like Psy Emery. If my opponent plays Chalice 0, I will stand up and clap. They'll be like, oh, I know how to deal with this guy. Side in my Chalices on 0. I'll be like, you got me. I did not expect Chalice 0 out of the blue-white deck. Ponder I expected. Ponder is a shuffle. Hey, okay. I did not bring in negations, but I still have Force of Will. So, question is, do I get Emery or do I get Echo? Which is the better play? Like, he shuffles. He doesn't know what's going on. So next turn, do that. Counterbalance in hand. Why does it always show you the same one? And it's a fairy on top. Okay. So my plan here okay, they needed the mana. I theoretically could have fought that. Blue, red, what is going on? Preordained. So they picked up that. They topped off that preordained. They topped on the preordained. So I can deploy Urza Saga. Two. Reduced by 2 means it costs 5. Threw away 2 Force of Wills and a Mishra's Ball. Okay. I feel like they're going to go Stony Silence. They have 5 cards left. I'll fight it. Try to fight it. So Ponder. Ponder, no shuffle. We drew the Retrofitter Foundry. So, what do we got in there? Mishra's Bauble, Lotus Petal. One, two. I don't have enough blue yet. Let's get a servo. End step. Okay. Is this prismatic ending? Yeah, 4 cards. Prismatic ending. My retro. Okay. Okay. So it could be Expedition Map. It could just be a... We already have a Mox Opal. Could be Lion's Eye, because we know they have Counterbalance. They played Counterbalance, so Teferi is in hand. Yeah. Lion's Eye. Okay. So, I guess the question is, do I let them reload? They only have 2 cards in hand. Let's just beat down. It's like, oh yeah, I can do the cool thing and fill up with Echo, but it's like I don't need to, right? So just don't. Okay, they have played a Teferi. Not bad. See if this shows me what their top card is. Their top card is a Preordain. Okay. They could have Snapcaster. They didn't. I mean, the fact that Counterbalance can sit out there and like cause problems, I still think I'm okay with that. Yeah, they're digging for this. End step, I'm going to make another construct. They need to have some sort of sweeper or they're going to die. They did not shuffle. Do you have the Wrath? Do you have Settle the Wreckage? Swords the Plowshares. So they block one construct. Swords the other. Take 2, go to 3. Just wondering, is there any reason to play out another one? It doesn't feel like. I guess, what's your top card? Brainstorm coming. So Brainstorm opens up a lot of things for them. Into another Brainstorm. Theoretically, I could have played out that Emery. Just to have another attacker. All right. Not bad, not bad. Two and one on to the last round. Oh, Jarvis lost. But I feel like our deck did what we needed. I like that blue-white deck. That actually feels kind of interesting for playing Monastery Mentor, right? I don't know, is just cantrips? Is cantrips enough? Cantrips might be enough, because you have 4 Brainstorm, 4 Preordain. If you put yourself in a position to deploy it, you don't have to go turn 3 Mentor and be like, yeah, hope that's good enough. You can sit back. Now, maybe you can't in the format we're living in, but you have swords, you have the other types of things. I'm just saying, in my head, Mentor needs Moxes and stuff like that. That is my perspective of Mentor. Or Mentor is the backup plan for your Underworld Breach combo deck, okay? That is how I know. So let's just say, oh, cool. I'll have to post that. Just got notified from my friend that there is an upcoming Proxy Vintage tournament in November, so that is pretty awesome. And yeah, we'll have to work out what's going on next. We back? Okay. That's just how it goes. All right, so we lost the die roll. What we have here is interesting. I'm going to keep. The question is whether or not to jam right away. And it potentially doesn't matter if they're just going to combo kill me. Pyroblast, Ancient Tomb, Goblet. Okay. So hear me out. Are they just going to say, like, all your artifacts are, or all your lands are whatever? Because right now my thought is, I want to get a Psy in play and then go off with Echoes. That's my thought here. I mean, they have main deck Pyroblast. I'm at 13, too, by the way. Seasoned Pyromancer. Luckily, that is a garbage magic card. Nobody has ever played Seasoned Pyromancer on purpose and been happy about it. Honestly. It's not a hot take. I'm literally stating facts. So I've already played the question is, do I refill their hand or do I wait until I can play? Do I wait till I can play more mana? Because if I do it right now, I think I wait. I think I wait. This could be entirely wrong, but I think I wait. I'll take 4. Trinisphere. Blood Moon. Sure. Little did they know. Do you cash it all in? Oh, the reason I didn't want to is because I wanted to hit Urza Saga. What's funny is I wasn't thinking about the fact that I actually won't hit. But the thing is, Steve, this doesn't count under Blood Moon. It just immediately dies. I have 2 islands, yes. That is not the right color. I can't do that either. So let's settle for show me card in your hand. City of Traders is in your hand. And Ancient Tomb is on top of their library. All right, a Sai doesn't do me any good. What do I have? I do have Mox Opal in there. Mox Opal can draw me for blue. Blood Moon does turn off the sagas, though. And depending on what other kinds of things they do, maybe I did need more blue. Maybe not. This could be some kind of meltdown type effect. Sweeper. I'm not really sure what would be. Shatter Skull Smashing. X damage, divided as you choose among 2 target creatures or planeswalkers. Okay. I'll take it. So the problem here, though, is I can't get blue mana with what I have going on because I lost the Sai. Or not the Sai, but... And maybe I needed to trade off there. See, part of me wonders, did the Echo hurt me more? Like, cause I filled their hand up after they had nothing going on. And I wasn't able to do enough because of Blood Moon. Like, not having the basic islands here. Or not, basically missing out on that Mox Opal really hurts. Honestly. But the thing is, I didn't draw anything with it. Honestly. I would have to double check, but I feel like I came up short on it. Yeah. Stomp for the win. There's a Mox Opal to draw. Not enough. Alright, so knowing they are Moon Stompy, I guess I want the Force of Negations. Force of Negation lets me stop their first Blood Moon, Trinisphere, whatever type effect, but maybe I only need that on the draw. They're definitely going to have lots of artifact hate for me, though. I worry, did this Echo of Eons type stuff, did that mess me up? By saying when I played it, if I potentially hurt myself there. Like, we saw that they already had Pyroblast main, though, so that is a potential issue. I guess if I am on the play, do I need to be as explosive as possible? Do I take out Force of Wills trying to go turbo and really bring in Hull Breacher and try to punish? The Blood Moon turning off the sagas really hurt there because it doesn't let me fight the same fight there. They have their Rabble Master, but I can't make my own XXs, Karnstrucks. I can't cast anything here. I can't cast anything here either. We're getting closer. All right, so I'm going to keep this. I have to put 2 cards back. So if I put this and this back, this lets me go turn 1 Thoughtcast. I don't know if it's any good, and honestly, it's probably garbage. Yeah. I've already taken out all of the. Took the forces out. Artifact destruction. That's bad. See, now I'm wondering is like, do I try to draw lands this way? Isn't Magic fun? Isn't it fun? Like, the thing is, I like those kind of strategies, but it's. The reason they are playing Trinisphere is to punish opponents. And I specifically changed my deck in a way to not respect Trinisphere. So this is entirely on me, and yet I do not like having to face the consequences of my own decisions. What a shock that is. Nobody likes facing the consequences of their own stupid decisions. Play Blood Moon. Come on, man. Hardcast Bone Crusher Giant. That's how you know they mean business, because I'll draw another 0. Well, that was something. I mean, that loss was entirely my fault, I would say, based on the decision I made not to respect Trinisphere, and then surprisingly, I was beat by Trinisphere. Go figure. So potentially, I don't know why I held back the second LED, but had I gone for it there, I might have been able to pull ahead far enough. If I had decided, okay, here's where we're going to go for it, I needed to go for it more, I think. And part of it was thinking that I still had the Saga as a live draw, and yet as soon as I drew it with the Blood Moon, I'm like, that doesn't work. So, but hey, thanks for watching today. Thanks for hanging out as always. Thanks for the resub. I do appreciate it. And yeah, the plan is we'll see you next Tuesday with the intent on playing a Monastery Mentor brew. What exactly we're going to play Mentor in, I don't know yet. But also, I am going to try to get my first article out for Swish Gaming, which talks about my adventures on the wheel. And hopefully you can see that soon. I just got to get it written up and updated, and then you should be good to go. So, yeah, if you're watching and you are already not following the stream, it's free to do. Go ahead and please follow. And you can catch me also if that lets you know when the streams go live. If you really like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe. We put you into the wheel, and then when the wheel spins up, you get to give me a single card or a format or an archetype that you'd really like to see, like Monastery Mentor, and that's what I'll be playing on Tuesday. So I appreciate your time, and hey, we'll see you next time. Good night.